All right. I love the placement of this card. This is the Sun card in your foundation or your environment. And so this card represents achievement, security, happiness, accomplishments that result in the material or the physical well-being. And as you can see, this is achievement, though, after hard work, or it's well earned. And the Sun card is probably one of the most optimistic cards in the deck. It's hopeful. As you can see, there's sunflowers. There's a lot of yellow in here. So yellow to me means, of course, it's cheery, right? It's a cheery color. The sun has come out after a hard rain, or feeling like there has been a thunderstorm or lots of clouds. You know how that feeling of when the sun comes out, it's like, deep breath. And I feel like for some of you Scorpios, this is what the beginning of the middle of the month feels like. You're like, okay, it's time to relax a little. Maybe some of you are taking a vacation, going on spring break. I know here in my area, we're having South by Southwest. I don't know, some of you may be coming here or anywhere in the world, but I do feel like no matter what you're doing, whether it's a day you're taking off, play day from work, maybe going to the movies or whatever works for you. But I feel like your foundation for the middle of the last part of the month, you feel like you can relax a little. You feel like there's, like I said, that deep breath moment. This cozy cottage shows contentment, harmony, and comfort. So it may be that you're enjoying being at home too. You're loving your home. You're loving your space where you are. It could be that you're having friends over, or you're working with others to bring about joy and success. But it is a very happy card to start the beginning of your month. All right, and then your next card in the challenge position is the Four of Wands. And this card is probably one of the most positive cards as well. I heard another reader say the other day that she feels that the Four of Wands is the most positive card in the deck. So, it could be. To me, it feels like one of the most. It represents weddings, celebration, getting together with families, parties, reunions, achievement, celebrating with others. So it's very much in line with this. This feels more like a take a break, kind of enjoy that. This feels like actually celebrating. And as you can see, here's the Four Wands. And you could look at that as 1111. It's interesting. A lot of you all seeing that on your clocks. I know a lot of people have for a long time. So that's remembering your thoughts and being cautious with your thoughts, what you're manifesting. This is actually in your obstacle position, your challenge position. So for some of you, although you may be able to take that deep breath, for some of you, it might be that you're not attending parties, or you're not seeing the celebration, or maybe you're not able to go to a family wedding or a concert, or something that you were wanting to go to or invited to. It becomes a roadblock for you. It could also be, this card could also suggest someone at work or through your work that there's a romance. You can see how these two are looking at each other, or they work together on a creative endeavor. But for some reason, maybe this romance isn't blossoming, or this person is a challenge to you in some form or fashion, or they're busy doing other things, and you're not on their radar this particular. I'm really getting the week of the 13th, but we're going through the end of the month on this particular reading. So just saying, this is your challenge card. There might be minimal returns for your labor, delays in completing a contract or a project if you're working on something like that. Again, you have your, take it easy, see the achievement, but there's some sort of block or delay that's presenting celebration. Whenever there's wreaths in a card, Wreath. That to me is celebration, happiness, joy, seeing the fruits of your labor. And I don't know if you're just not looking at them or you're not enjoying the prosperity, although this card says there is, but maybe, the universe is saying, there's to be grateful. That could be it too. All right. So let me know in the comments below if that resonates for you and how that resonates for you, that particular card. The Four of Wands. Because remember, the wands are about our work. It's about our creative inspiration. And that's in your challenge position. It's about the celebration, parties, weddings, get-togethers. Might be with, something falls through with friends. Could be any of that. Moving forward with a creative endeavor. A project is stalled. All right? So let me know how that is working for you guys. Hopefully that will get straightened out. Well, the unexpected is you, Scorpio. It feels like you. This is the Queen of Chalices or the Queen of Cups. I mean, this is a typical water sign, the Queen, and she embraces empathy. She's loving. She's good-hearted. She's insightful and artistic and psychic. She's very romantic. Her emotions are very authentic as well. So the unexpected might be, facing your true feelings. Something may come up that it's like, okay, and it could be too this full moon, which is happening actually today, which I'm doing the video on the 12th. It's in Virgo. But we've been in very watery Pisces mode, haven't we? So where I was going with this is this very could well be facing feelings, letting emotions go through. I've watched some videos myself on what this full moon means to us. It's in Virgo, so it gives us a little bit of balance with all this Pisces water that we're in right now until the 20th when the sun goes into Aries. So there's been feeling of a lot of emotions and people are feeling wobbly on what they want to do in life and on relationships and don't know how to move forward. And all of this has come up. And it's come up so that we can, look into ourselves and see what fits right for our life. So I feel like, with this unexpected, maybe you're facing some of that. Maybe you're facing the true feelings of making an honest assessment of what emotions and what mindset is driving you. And, there's a need also to, the feeling of needed to be guarded to avoid being injured by those that are less sensitive. So if you are feeling the sensitivity a little bit and you're not saying anything, let it go, somehow let it go through you. I've heard one video that says, he was talking about how he read a book in the 80s called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, if we're afraid to move forward. It was written by a woman, I believe in Britain. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because when we're afraid to carry on and do things, we get stopped, we get blocked. And sometimes we hold, we do, anger, emotions inside. So however emotions, forgiveness can be released through you and just say, okay, I forgive myself, I forgive this person, I release the anger, I let go because I'm going to just let it go through me instead of blocking it up in your body, right? So, you may or may not feel vulnerable to sad stories or relate to the problems of others. This may come up a little bit more during this time period. You may be feeling like, I feel so bad for them. And it's just like, why? Why am I feeling so much? Well, again, this Pisces mode we're in right now is making a lot of people feel that way. But since the Queen comes up and you are a water sign, I do feel like this is you. It could be a Pisces or Cancer. So let me know if this is a different person other than you. Like I said, a Pisces or Cancer, man or woman. who comes into your life. This could be actually, too, on the other side of the coin, this could be someone who is one of those water signs that comes into your life and is very romantic and just makes you feel on top of the world. So just remember that this can go either way. The people cards, the queens, the kings, the knights, the court cards can mean a variety of things to everyone. So they can either be people, indicate others, or they can indicate the essence of that particular court card. All right, so that's in your unexpected. All right, and so the outcome card is, in traditional tarot, the Hanged Man, and in this particular deck, they call him the Oak King. And the Oak King is, or the Hanged Man, he's doing this on purpose. He's not like, it's not like being, lynched or hung up. I mean, this guy is very relaxed. He's drawing the number 8 in the infinity 8, a circle around the infinity symbol. So he knows if he reflects upon life, if he meditates upon life, that he can take the opportunity to focus inward and determine what needs to be released and make room for what needs to be brought in and retained. So this can be external or internal housekeeping, deciding on what's necessary in your life and what's worthy of being kept and what will be new and beneficial. So you guys, I feel like by the end of this month, you're taking a pretty solid look at your life and saying, okay, what's making sense for me? This could be on a spiritual level. This could be on a physical, emotional, any type of level. Because it lays the foundation of what will be determined for the future, what foundation will be laid, and what new venture or outlook. Really, that's the whole thing, is the outlook that can begin. What can my new perspective be? How can I look at life differently? Or how do I want to look at life differently, if you do want to? Or certain parts of your life, your work or your home or your spirituality or your, like I said before, your relationships with friends, family, romantic partners, yourself, relationship with yourself, your physical body, your health. So this card is the outcome, and actually it feels good to me. You're starting off with this, feels like, okay, the sun has come out, I've worked hard, I can take a little bit of a teensy weensy break, and at the end you're reflecting and meditating. It's probably a good time to do so with this, like I said, Pisces energy, because when we go into Aries, what is that, around the 20th or 21st, then we're going to feel more of a drive. So take the time for yourself, Scorpio, if you so need to. Okay, I'm going to pull some clarification cards. I'm going to use the same deck, which is this one. And this particular card, I picked up the cards and this one was on the bottom and it didn't come up with the other, so I'm going to put it out. This is a Major Arcana card. Actually, you've had one, your first and your fourth card are both Major Arcana cards, as well as this one. And this is Strength Within, owning your inner strength, being determined to take your self-confidence and know that you have what it takes. You're right in a situation. If you feel intuitively and passionately like you're on the right track, then the universe is saying, yes, go for it. You are. 9 of Cups. Okay. And I love this card. This is the Wish card. So putting out wishes, it could be any type of intentions you set on the new moon, which was 2 weeks ago. And then there's another new moon coming up in the probably the end of March. Well, 2 weeks from now. So that would be around the 26th, 27th. Take a look at your calendars. But it would be, 2 weeks. So make some new moon intentions. Set some goals for your health, for your wealth, for your prosperity, for your career, for yourself, because this 9 of Chalices says your wishes will come true. And there's all different size of cups. See those? The different size, different shapes. Meaning to me, when I look at this artwork, that each cup is a separate type of wish. This could be a wish for a new home. This could be a wish for a new car, or a wish that, you start exercising, or a wish to amp up your psychic ability. Take that class. Go into mediumship. I don't know. There's just so many different things that you could wish for with this card. So I love that. The King of Swords comes up. All right. Well, this is usually an authoritative guy. He is a sword, so he's an air sign, which means Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. He has mastered the art of planning. He is good at that. He can be a professor, a teacher. So he's very diligent about what he does, as you can see. He's opening his letters with his beautiful sword. He has all of his plans in his box. So he's detailed, he's practical, he's organized. He's great at reading contracts, at writing contracts, at negotiations. And so you may have some of that support, or someone in your life that's valuable to you. This also may be to some of you if your rising or moon sign is an air sign. All right, Three of Wands. So I feel like that with this Oak King and the meditation, it could be that some of you have been thinking about new ventures that you want to send out to the world. It could be publishing rights. It could be going on YouTube. It could be doing instructional videos and putting those on, one of the course.coms. But it feels like that you would love to implement your own plan, your own action, and that this could be a successful venture for you, because you've already, in some ways, you've seen some success with what you've done, and you've maybe stopped it, but you would like to continue or set it in sail again. This card has come up an awful lot for a clarification card, I have to say. All right, so it's letting old beliefs fall away. It's letting old attitudes fall away. It's the Death card in traditional tarot. I'm not fond of that, but you can see what he's doing here. Not fond of that name of the card, because it never means really death. It's just letting go of, usually it's internal beliefs. But anyway, look how he's setting the trap for the bear. And the bear's right here watching him, like, what are you doing? I'm right here. I'm right behind you. So this guy's so focused on the earthly addictions, earthly accomplishments, money. It could be, and we always say it can be something like smoking too much or eating too much or drinking. It's just a caution card to say you don't have to be so inclined towards that. Here's these little guys dancing in the background. So there's a little bit of, come on, let's be playful. Don't be so focused on what doesn't serve you. Letting go of old beliefs and attitudes. It's more of an internal thing, actually. It's an internal thought process that anything in your life that you've held on to, especially if it's come from childhood and it just feels like, oh, I wish I could let that go. This is the card that says you can do that. The 10, well, I love that this comes up afterwards, because the 10 of Swords, I was just talking about letting go of internal thinking, conflicts, and that's what the 10 of Swords represents. That's exactly what, this is the first time this card has come up, and I only have 2 more readings to go. And so it's just perfect timing after this particular Death card right here, because you see she's sitting around this campfire. She has each of the swords. She's almost doing a ritual, like putting all of her sorrows in this cauldron, putting a fire under it, and then the smoke is going up into the woods. So she's saying, okay, that's it. That's all. I'm letting it go. The swords are her beliefs, her fears. And she's saying, that's it. No more. And she's doing a ritual to say, let go. And the next card would be the Ace. So Ace is about victory. So you want to release so that you can let room in for new possibilities. That's what this guy's about. Some of you have been watching your money. Yeah. I mean, this card's come up a couple times. Yeah. I mean, people are watching their money now. And, with this, again, with this Pisces energy, it has been a little watery, and we're like, well, what, questions about, should I make a move in my career, yada, yada. Should I make a move in my relationships, my home, my health? This Virgo full moon today will put a little bit more practicality into life. So it might be that you're becoming a little bit more practical because of this full moon. And then the Queen of Swords comes up. So this is, you got the King and the Queen. So the Queen is the very shrewd woman. She also is great at planning, organizing. She's very intellectual. She carries the essence. She channels the essence. So this could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You may have some air signs in your life. Scorpio. Where's the King? Where did the King go? Here he is. You may have some air signs in your life. And what am I feeling around them? Oh, let's see. Well, it could be very smooth sailing with them. On the other hand, I mean, let's be honest, it could mean that there's a little bit of a tit for tat communication, like, I don't agree with you, you don't agree with me. Like so much of what was going on with the election, the presidential election here in the U.S. Friends were not agreeing, not only friends, but spouses were not agreeing. Families were not agreeing with each other. It's just like, wow. So I don't mean that that's the topic of conversation. I'm just saying that's a little bit of, tit for tat sort of thing. Or on the other side, they could be very supportive of you. You have the King and the Queen, so one could be one and one could be the other. All right, let's count the cards. Not like Vegas, but more like numerology and major arcana. How about that? We don't count cards here to make money. So any of you all that do, that's why that came up. All right, so we have 19 and 4 is 23, right? And 1 is 24 and 12 is 36. I'm going to count them backwards. So 12, 13, 17, and 19 is 36. All right, 3 and 6 is 9, and 9 is the number about service, compassion, humanity. I feel like that draws it into the Queen of Cups. So be compassionate towards yourself as well, but with others as well. Yourself and others in any communications that you have, in your expression, because this Queen loves to nurture. She loves to be empathetic and sympathetic. So it might be that, this is unexpected, comes up and you're like, wow, my emotions are a little bit raw. Don't worry, the Virgo moon today will balance you out a little bit. All right, so that the 9, we don't have a 36 with the major arcana. So again, I add them up to 9. And the 9 in the traditional tarot deck is the Hermit card. And as we know, that this is not like to just crawl under a rock card. It symbolizes the wisdom that comes from time and experience and the need to discover one's own path. I mean, it just feels to me like it fits perfectly with this little bit of feeling accomplished and then, okay, where am I going now? So, if you're looking for introspection and enlightenment and personal growth, this could very well be the time to do so, to find that.